we all know Team Nirvana's gonna win. Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be doing my quite late, tentative TBR for the Battle of the Decades, the readathon going on in Jake the Bookish Drummer's Discord. I already can't talk this early in the video. It's always a bad sign. But anyway, I am once again a team captain on this and had so much fun with the Battle of the Bands, even though victory was stolen from us toward the end. But we're going to come back strong with Team Nirvana. And take this one over. So I want to talk through what my planned reads are for all of the categories. I'm planning to hopefully get through all the categories. I did get through all the prompts last time, but with me still trying to finish Wars of Light and Shadow first, this is a very different situation than last time, so it could be interesting, but we will see. So I'm going to go through, I'm just going to do them in the order I have them written down, starting with the Fleetwood Mac prompts. So we have first, the Know When to Buddy Read prompt, which I am using, Initiate's Trial by J.D. Wurts. So this is the, technically, I guess, 9th, I consider it the 8th volume, Wars of Light and Shadow. I actually do know several people who are reading, but none who are on this particular book. And so I also am binging them, and I don't know anybody else who's going to binge them versus doing them slower. So I feel like that fit pretty well. So that's what we have going on for that prompt. Then next up we have a book featuring a relentless character, and I went with Feet of Clay because we've definitely got within our City Watch some relentless characters, and I'm excited to get to some more Discworld. Man, I can't even think. So this is the first of, I think, at least 2 I have on here. So we have that one. And then there's the prompt of somebody, or like something that would be like a dream situation. So this, I do really think about, but what I ended up going with is Tropic of Serpents, which is the second Lady Trent book. Because even though I wasn't crazy about the first book, my library has all of these, and so I'm like, it'll be easy to continue at some point. But just kind of being in a situation where I just got to go around and study dragons, like that sounds super cool. So, especially since when I was a kid, especially I was super into paleontology, so kind of doing that, studying like living dragons too, here for it. So that fit really well. So the scavenger hunt worked out really nicely too, because I was going through, and then I ended up trying to figure out what the last one was going to be, or like what the last prompt is going to be, finding initials, and I'm like, oh my gosh, so this would fit for Sanderson, and Secret Project 3 just came out. So Secret Project 3, who's somebody in the painter, I can't remember the name right now, I haven't really looked at it, but that's what I'm going to be doing for this prompt, so it's going to be going there. Next up are the journey prompts. So for the prompt of, I probably should have been doing the actual, the names of the prompts better. I was going off of my, list of actual books. So for Fleetwood Mac, the prompts were in order: Go Your Own Way, Don't Stop, Dreams, and The Chain, which is the scavenger hunt one. And so let's do it. Let's do a better job with this. So for the journey prompts, the first one is Any Way You Want It, book with a spoiled or greedy character. And so let me grab my next stack here. And so for this, I went with Sharp Ends by Joe Abercrombie, because this is a collection of shorts, and I am absolutely sure there will be some sort of spoiled or greedy character in here just based on reading Joe Abercrombie. Pretty normal. If you've seen me talk, I'm not a huge Abercrombie fan, and so I almost decided to just unhaul this. I recently did get rid of Age of Madness, but I've always said I feel like short stories is where he could really shine, so I want to read this and see if this ends up being my favorite thing he's written, or not. We'll find out. But that's why I decided to do that one. And then we have Who's Crying Now, a book that you know has made someone else cry. And that's where we get the next J.D. Wurts book in. I could put any Wars of Light and Shadow in here, probably. Destiny's Conflict, I do know for a fact, has made some other people cry. A lot of the books have. And so that was a great place to fit this one in, which is the last J.D. Wurts book that I need to finish this month. So there's that. I probably will try and fit in some short stories that don't fit prompts which will further slow me down, but we're not going to talk about that. And then we have Open Arms, a book in a genre or subgenre you are willing to try more of. And so for this, I went with Butcher Baker, Candlestick Taker by Patricia Meredith, because this is historical mystery, and that is not really something that I've read much. But I beta read her Adida Dreadful Note, and I really enjoyed it, and I was really interested to try out more of her books, and so definitely going to be giving this one a shot for this prompt. And then we have our next prompt, which is Don't Stop Believin', and it's a series that you believe will be finished, even though the odds are against it, and that's where we're slotting in the Wormling Horde, which is the 7th book of the Rune Lords. There's one after this, but there is supposed to be a 9th, but the author has passed away, and so it is unknown if we'll get a posthumous release at this point, but I'm holding that hope. I think he was mostly done with it, so that's what we're going to do here in this prompt. And then we get to Nirvana, the best team, the teams that is definitely going to win, and going with our prompts here. So let me grab my next stack here. And so the first prompt is Smells Like Teen Spirit, which is a book that that has a rebellious teenage character. And for this, I decided to go with Road Brothers by Mark Lawrence, because I'm pretty sure Jorg is going to be in here, and that counts. So that's where we're going with. This is also a short collection that I meant to read for forever. I've just never found the time to slot it in, and so I figured that would be a good time for it. And then we have Lithium, which requires a book that has an element in the title or series name. So I was going to start the Kingdom of Copper series, but I don't want to start another series, so I ended up doing Spinning Silver for this one by Naomi Novik. I read the other kind of fairy tale retelling one she did, and I thought it was fine. And so I've never tried this. I used to have a copy, and I must have gotten rid of it at some point, but my library has this, so I decided to use that so that I'm not starting another series, because I'm trying to avoid new series right now and finish the ones I have. Then we have Come As You Are, which is a book that was on my TBR prior to the readathon, and so for this I'm using The Hogfather by Terry Pratchett. I have been working on reading Discworld for a long time, so technically all the books are on, but this one is one I've been really excited for a while, and I've actually seen the the BBC mini series movie, whatever it's called thing, which is good, but I've been really excited for this for a while, so it definitely fits in there. And then All Apologies, which is a book you have to apologize for not having read already, which most certainly is A Drowned Kingdom by P.L. Stewart. I've been meaning to get to this basically since I got it, and I'm behind on review copies as well, and I'm always super upfront about that, but this one I very, very specifically had planned to get to a lot sooner, and I've just not been able to fit it in. It's not crazy long or anything, it's just trying to fit in with everything else has been difficult, and so I really, really am excited to get to this one and want to get this tried out as well. So that is fitting there. And then finally, we have the worst team. I'm kidding. Green Day, and the prompts we have here. And so let me grab this stack of books. So, first one is American Idiot, and it is a book featuring an ignorant character, and yeah, that's going to be where we finish out the Willful Child trilogy. This is the third one, The Search for Spark, which features the bumbling idiot captain. I had a lot of fun with these. I like the first one more than the second one, but with how this one starts, because I accidentally started this previously, thinking it was the first book, actually, for a readathon, and then I realized, so I'll be starting over for this, but I read like the first page before I realized what was going on, basically. But it's yeah, so that's going to be here, fits very well. And then we have Boulevard of Broken Dreams, which is a book featuring loneliness or isolation. So for this one, I'm going to be doing Dress the Legend, which is, I'm pretty sure that's the one I have next. I have two, there's a couple of Dress books, but loneliness and isolation are definitely a big part of his character, so should be a lot there. And I've been meaning to finish Outranai, so that'll be a step closer. And then we have the next one, which is Wake Me Up When September Ends, which is a book you would normally read in spooky season. I don't really do a whole lot of that, but I decided I'd pick kind of a horror-adjacent book with The Lesser Dead by Christopher Buehlman, because I really enjoyed the Christopher Buehlman stuff that I've read so far. Like Black Tongue Thief was really good, but then the Between Two Fires, oh my gosh, that was amazing. I loved that one, and so I'm really excited to try out some more of his stuff, even though Lesser Dead sounds a little weird, but we'll find out. And then we have Know Your Enemy, which is read a book from the list of one of the other team captains' favorites. And so I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do here because I have a couple of options that I had copies of to pick out. So this is either going to be Pure Nessie by Susanna Clark or Vita Nostra by Marina and Sergei Dichenko. And so one of these two are going to be the one that I pick, because these are both books I've had for a bit, and I have no active plans to get to them, so good time to get to stuff like that is Readathon with prompts, so we'll see. That's going to be then it for all the prompts. Now, I will say there's a good chance at least some of these end up changing, because it's probably going to depend on what I'm making progress with, or if I decide I want to try and get something else. I've got lots of other like review copies or just other books that I've been meaning to get going and get started that I've not gotten to. And so if I may try to fit some in, or maybe like if I have something really short here, but I have extra time, doubt it's going to happen. But then I would probably put in something a little bit longer. But you know, I may change around based on that. So let's see. But that's what it's looking like so far for the prompts here, and hopefully it'll be successful and I'll get through all of them. That's it for this one, though, so let me know if you've got some highlights of what you're planning on reading, or if you've got any thoughts on any of the things that I'm going to be reading. Always excited to see that. Make sure to give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Check the link in the description, as always, for the Wizardly Do a Discord. If you want to chat books, whether any of these books, other books, anything at all, really, it is a lot of fun, and we'd love to have you. And, of course, if you enjoy my content, make sure to subscribe.